Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching me from. My name is ChinnysLENS and this is ChinnysLENS. Yes, I am here live to plead. If you're interested to get life stories, interesting stories, updates about what is happening, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel? Please, 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 my friends, soon to be friends, well wishers.
Been sanctioned by the state government has been going on, and most of you know that under this government we believe in transparency. It's very important. We, we, we support entrepreneurial behavior, but within the scope of the law. On December last year, December 2024, His Excellency had approved that the Secretary of State government set up a team that will review the concerns we've had around scavenging in ENUGU State, both security and otherwise. That committee was constituted by some members sitting down here, and the job of that committee was very clear, to set up and review some of the options that can help us address scavenging as a threat to the safety of ENUGU, and also to be able to see how do we create a structure that allows for legal recycling process with SWAMA to occur. We have not done a lot as it relates to the recycling part, but it came to our knowledge that a task force was set up, and the task force that was set up was termed Environmental Task Force. So I want to let ENUGU know that there is no task force that has been set up by the government of ENUGU State around environmental matters and to authorize to collect revenue by people that are supposed to be in that task force. We are going to find out as a government who constituted this task force. We have tons of evidence here that we're investigating. Who constituted this task force and where this revenue has been paid into. And we hope, for the interest of those that are involved, which we already have that information, that all the revenue collected here had gone into the state IGR account or the state environmental account that is set up that we can monitor. We already have the answer to that. And I'm going to find out also the role that SWAMA played in this task force. A lot of people, we have petitions here written to His Excellency, causing the governor to be alarmed and has directed that I investigate the matter. But he also wanted me to announce that there is no task force here outside the one that I had constituted in this room, and that task force is constituted of the CEO of the SWAMA of our ENUGU State Environmental Authority, the SSA for security, the CSO, the SA for communication Josh, the SSA for revenue, and the SA for revenue generation and monitoring. These are the only people in that task force. Anybody that has been parading themselves as members of a task force outside my knowledge, which means outside the knowledge of the governor of ENUGU State, because he has signed that I chair this group, anything must happen through my knowledge. And if it's been going on, the government of ENUGU State is not involved in this process. We are going to find out the process that has led to it, and we'll address it very directly. And all the people that money have been collected, I assure you people that we are going to get to the bottom of it. That's why some of the stakeholders were invited here, members of the so-called recycling committee that was set up. I heard that a recycling committee was set up and vetted in the government house. Without my knowledge or approval, I need to understand what is called Government House Environmental Task Force. That's what is in the petition that I see here. We have evidence of payments, we have bank tellers, we have all sorts, and the government directed that I recover all that fund that was collected. From now henceforth, there is no illegal tax force going around, and we are going to constitute a proper process with guidelines. It's just approve a second level of authorization on how this matter will be addressed. His Excellency has just approved that, and the Chief of Staff has communicated that to me. I'm going to set up that team with clear guidelines and with ENUGU as the authority that statutorily is responsible for environmental matter, with our revenue team that assures that all revenue goes to the states, and with the security team that will delineate scavenging as a security problem and recycling as an entrepreneurial venture. We're going to make sure that all these things are clearly done with a guideline, and that guideline will be circulated across the state to all the people that are involved. So if at any point in time anybody comes to you to pay money, refrain from paying money to anybody and contact my office right away. And we're going to find out all those that are involved in the shenanigans and causing the governor a reputational risk, because the governor told me himself in writing and verbally that he's not the one that authorized this tax force, because he said to me, how can he authorize a tax force that he has already given me the directive to set up? So I need to understand the role ENUGU played in all this. If there's a role at all, I'm going to set up an investigating team, but he's asked that I give him feedback in 48 hours. We're writing officially to the security agencies, the DSS, and the regular people to get the details of the account information of those people, that the three accounts that most of the payments have been made to. We're going to find out the warehouse where things are confiscated and taken to, who owns it. We're going to run a check on the Corporate Affairs Commission of those that are sitting behind the company. We're going to do a thorough job, because what this governor stands for, and we're getting the legal counsel to make sure that we cover the whole legalities. If we do not get the right processes in place and the money is returned, we will move to prosecute those people. The government of ENUGU State, we will not take people going around and tarnishing the reputation of this government. We're very particular about that. And everybody involved, regardless of who they are, will pay the price for this. So I brought in the press to understand that we are doing, we're working together to ensure that our environmental commitments we made are very clear and we're adhering to it. The security commitments we made as it relates to people walking around our neighborhoods and carrying things and robbing people, all in the name of scavengers, that we address it decisively. But that is not a substitute to now going around and carrying people's things and confiscating it and charging them money. And they are paying that money to a name here that reflects that the state has sanctioned it. Any monies we collect has a revenue code. That's why we have an assurance team, a revenue code that ensures that it goes into the state's IGR account. Individuals do not collect money for us, except those that are licensed by the Internal Revenue Service that issue demand notices. And ENUGU will know those, and we will be clear that this is a demand notice issue and this is our sanctioned contractors. There's a process we do this in, and we spent 1 year cleaning out that process across the state. We can't go back to what was going on before this governor came into the office. That's why he's asked that the governor has asked that I make a public pronouncement on this, and that SWAMA is going to lead with the committee that I will set up on the guidelines and publicize it. And those of you that I'm sure the Recycling Association is here, those of you that are there, you will now follow that process, that guideline. It will be transparent. Nobody should charge you ahead, they're charging you 1 million naira or whatever. If you pay it, you're on your own. There's no payment. The ones you have paid, I need you to submit, or when the investigation team calls you, that investigation team will be led by the Chief Counsel to His Excellency, Sinachi. Sitting down here will lead that investigation with a couple of other people. Our revenue assurance team members will be there. We're going to go through all the submissions and we'll do a thorough job as we always do as a state. And anybody caught, we have sent people to jail. From next week, you're going to hear the number of people that the Attorney General has said we're going to now start publicizing it. And there are people that are involved in collecting state money and putting inside their private accounts without any form of due process. You never collect state money and put into your account under whatever pretense. So I'm addressing people directly to talk to your colleagues. From now henceforth, nobody has the authority to come and charge you anymore. We must go through the guideline. If you don't make the cut for the requirement to be recognized as a recycling entity, then you know clearly that you don't. If somebody makes it, then you can now form yourself as a cooperative through the person that has the license and work as a unit. But we don't want to mix legitimate business and criminality. If there's criminality, we have the right people here also in that team to find out who is a criminal. But we will not also kill entrepreneurial ventures in our state. We don't mix apples and oranges. You people would have raised this alarm to me a long time ago. This matter would have been addressed a long time ago. Till we started hearing this, we've heard a lot. The governor heard even before me and called me to have this come. He is upset about this, very upset. So we're going to get to the bottom of that. In Enugu State, we don't discourage people that are doing legitimate business, but we will fight illegality. If you're involved in any form of illegal conduct, we will fight it. But if you are involved in legitimate business, paying your taxes, employing people to do work, we will support you. But we're going to set a guideline to do that. That's why this committee is going to work on. So there's a committee for setting up the guideline led by SWAMA, and there will be a committee for investigating what has happened led by the governor's chief counsel. And they will have exactly 1 week to come back. I'm going to go to His Excellency and tell him I've had this meeting. Like he told me, within 48 hours from Friday, it's within that window. We are now going to inform the next set of actions he approved here. I will not say everything here,